Hi Steve, this is Kate Bortinsky, and in this video I'm going to show you 3 things that you can do today to help bring in more customers to your business. So to jump right in, the first thing I'm going to cover is content. So what is content? Content is how Google knows what you do and who you do it for. Content is the information highlighted on your website that Google is sending back to their algorithm to tell them what you should be found for. There's also content that you can't read that's embedded in your images, but Google's able to read this content. So if you right click on any of your images and hit Save As, you have the opportunity to rename the file to include relevant keywords. Optimizing this text helps Google better understand your content. So when we don't have enough content, and specifically keyword-rich content that your customers are searching for, how would Google know to show your business for that search term? We have found that most sites ranking in the top spots on Google have around a minimum of 1,500 words on their homepage, and they're using the right keyword content throughout. So I went ahead and ran your site through a word counter, and right now you're sitting at about 142 words. I also checked out one of your competitors, Superior Machine and Tool. They have 4,755 words on their homepage, and they're using more keyword-rich content than you are, and that's helping them capture more visibility and clicks. So when I did evaluate all the competitors that we had discussed, nobody is really outranking besides Superior. If we beat them, we'll beat everyone else because the numbers stack up considerably higher between Superior and yourself and then your other competitors. Their websites as well, some of them are a little more updated, and then a few others look like they could use a little bit of love. So those are not the ones that we're going to be focusing on today. Again, we're going to keep it plain and simple, black and white. We're going to just use Superior and compare them throughout this whole video. So when we talk about content, that also encompasses our keywords that Google recognizes us for. Now this is a tool I use called Ahrefs. Anyone can use it. I pay a few $100 a month for it. Essentially, it gives me behind the scenes insights of your competition and shows the keywords that they're ranking for to attract your customers with. This will help me pinpoint the keywords that you should be targeting as well. So as you can see here, they are ranking for 393 keywords. And this is in part due to them having their e-commerce platform tied to their website. But when we click in, we can see all the different words that they're ranking for and their positions. So when we go back to your site, you're only being found for 2 keywords, and those are branding keywords. 5-star engineering, 5-star LLC. So the reason you're not ranking for any of the keywords that they're ranking for is because you're not optimized for these terms. Chances are potential clients who don't know about your business are not searching your business name. Therefore, you're not showing up in their search results. So the first thing that you need to do to beat out your competition online is to incorporate more keyword-rich content on your homepage to help Google better understand what you do and who you do it for. That's what's driving your competitor's business, and it's 100% beatable if you do it the right way. So now let's Google CNC machining Lansing. And on Google, the first thing that comes up, you'll see the Google Ads section at the top here. And so these sponsored posts through Google Ads can be a great option to generate some quick leads and get right to the top of Google, but they can also be a gamble because some people use ad blockers so they won't see your ads. And other people skip past the ad section and go right to the map or the organic section. So they won't work for everyone, but again, they can be a great option. So let's move to the second key thing that I want to show you today, and that's citations. So you're probably thinking, what's a citation and why do they matter? That's a great question. So you can see here the Google Maps section, or what we call the map pack. You can see the business's name, their address, and phone number, and that's known as your NAP. This is how Google verifies and gives relevance to your local business. So a citation is your name, address, and phone number listed on places like Yelp, the BBB, Yellow Pages, Facebook, and a couple hundred other directories. So now you might be asking, hey Kate, how do I rank in maps? So let me explain the number one thing that you can do today to push your business up the map pack. Generally speaking, most companies in the number one spot on Google have around 150 citations. When you have more citations than your competitors, you gain more trust from Google than they do, which pushes you above them in the map pack. So now you're thinking, great, how do I do that? Well, it's really simple. I'll use sites like WhiteSpark or Bright Local that will tell me exactly what directories your competition is listed on, and from there, I'll literally go down the list and get you on the same ones as them. But I don't stop there, because we don't want to just match them. We want to dominate them online. So if your competitor has 150 citations, we want to match them and then add 100 to 200 more, so it takes them a long time to catch back up. So if you spend some time getting yourself more citations than these top businesses in the map pack, you can take over the top spot, and that would generate more business for you. So now let's move on to the third and final key thing that I want to cover with you today. And that's link juice, also referred to as backlinks. This third pillar will really help you dominate on Google. So again, we're here searching CNC Machining Lansing. And when we scroll down past the map pack, we can see that your site isn't ranking at the top of Google. The top business on Google gets about 39% of the clicks, while the second spot only gets about 18%. So the top spot is where you want to be, and to get there, you need authority. So how do you get more authority? Well, it all comes down to your backlinks. And a backlink is when one website links to another website online. So think of it like this. If site A links to site B, then site A is giving some of its link juice to site B. Kind of like a vote of confidence, and in Google's eyes, this gives site B authority. It's kind of like a popularity contest, and the more relevant the site, the more valuable the link is. So let me give you an example. If you get a local blog or industry-related site, such as one of your suppliers, like maybe Kennametal, linking back to you, that's a great backlink. But if you're a machining company and you get a backlink from, say, Pizza Hut linking to you, that's not so great because you don't sell pizza. So let's go back to Ahrefs, and in your overview, we can see that you have 531 backlinks. That's a great number of backlinks to have. So let's go back over to Superior. And here we can see that they have 679 backlinks from stronger, more relevant sources. Now, not all backlinks are created equal. By adding even just one good relevant backlink, it can be worth more authority to Google than over 100 irrelevant backlinks. So how do we get more backlinks? Well, with Ahrefs here, we can see exactly which sites are linking to them, and we can get those same links for your business. So getting you to the top of Google is not magic. It's a method, and I've shown you this method today. So in closing, we went over first, content. You need to incorporate more keyword-rich content with at least 1,500 words on your homepage. Second, citations. You need to have 100 to 200 more citations to beat out your nearest competitor by a landslide. Third, link juice. You need more relevant sites pointing to your website to show Google you have more authority than your competitors. And if you implement these strategies today, you can be number one across Google. So what now? Well, you can either take this information I've shared with you today and run with it on your own. I'm totally cool with that. No harm, no foul. Just send me a quick note that you watched these videos and your thoughts on it. I'd really appreciate your feedback. However, if you want to take a faster, more efficient route and want to save yourself the time and effort in learning to implement these strategies, you can give me a call at 810-358-5645 and we can have a deeper conversation. Once again, this is Kate Bortinsky, and my phone number is 810-358-5645. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a wonderful day.